Interview and job search strategies at work. Episode 22. I'm here in Walmart actually right now getting my oil changed. And so the one thing I did do is I just tweeted them and asked them, I said, I was just curious if they, on their app, if they have a section where you're in Walmart, right, let's say, and you want to know if you have availability for an oil change. So what you can do is, would be nice if you had an app, I don't know if they have it and haven't looked at their app, to where you would know, okay, there's availability for an oil change for that particular day. That way you don't have to, you can say, okay, they don't have oil change in this area, but they might have oil change availability, say maybe a couple miles away or whatever. And you would know that because you would just go on their app and they would, oh, okay, you have availability. So as I'm walking through Walmart here, the one thing I did notice that there's just, if you, for instance, you want to be an expert at a job or something like that, they have electronics department. The kind of things that they sell. So think of it this way, if you're trying to find a job, they'll hire you. I mean, you have to go through a process or whatever, but that's a good start. So for instance, let's say you get hired on at Walmart, right? And I'm not sure their management style. I'm not sure how they work, but at any rate, you can literally become like an expert in certain departments, maybe certain food products, certain like let's say your produce. Everybody loves produce, right? So what you can do is you can go to Walmart and you can work in a produce section and just know what products push, right? And then if you want to add value, maybe you can review them, after hours or whatever. That's the thing right there. So why is this important? Why am I even talking about this, right? So imagine you have 4,000 plus stores, Walmart stores. Now, everybody that comes in the store, that is this data, right? Each buying habits, each person's spending habits, that's the same thing as buying habits. They all have a unique perspective on what they think about. So think of it, if you can analyze the same way as IT, think of Walmart as like it's a marketplace, like Amazon, online marketplace. Customers come in, customers go out. So the one thing that when you're in IT that you're doing also is you're serving customers. Your bottom line is based on you're helping the customer. So Walmart's a good example of an entry-level job to get into if you're doing IT, because you're going to get to just talk to face-to-face hundreds of people, different areas, different walks of life, different aspects, how they view things. And that's beneficial for you in your future endeavors, your future jobs. Also, they're a pretty large company. They're a respected company of credibility that other companies may or may not have, and they're pretty much they're all the same. And if you go into one, you can get into the others. I think I heard somewhere that some of the managers. So you have like a store manager. I know that they have, and then you have like I think it's CSM's, customer service manager, I believe, or each department. And so, or I guess they're like section managers basically. So I think I heard somewhere where the section managers in Walmart make like $50K, but they work 60 plus hours a week, something like that. And I think you can either look at Walmart as like a low-level job, like, oh, that's just like a low-level job, like, oh, throwaway job, right? Or you can look at it like, okay, it's something to build upon for your future. I have a relative actually who's worked at Walmart, I think 10 plus years now. And I know the people that work at Walmart for 20 years, they get I want to say it's a 10% discount, something like that, whenever they retire from Walmart. And I know they have their own type of pension, or you pay into something, you know. So here's why Walmart's a good job, right? So another example, right? Let's say you're in, oh gosh, well, you're in the produce section. No, probably not a good, well, yeah, good example. Everybody needs produce. Everybody needs produce. So you're in the produce section, and you learn based on your supply and demand, you understand the buying habits of certain people and how they, what they buy on certain days. And then so you have that kind of insider knowledge basically, right? Almost like a marketing knowledge whenever you, so you could basically go to that vendor or that company that provides that service. And you could basically break it down for them from a marketing standpoint, say, oh, I understand your product. I understand how many people buy it in this certain demographic area and how many products I push. And if I move the product to like a different location, it's going to sell more or less. And that's an example of a marketing technique that you would learn by working somewhere. And the benefit you get also, right? So you could also establish a direct, like, one-to-one conversation or relationship with the vendor that sells the product. I'm actually moving now into the, I guess, dog food aisle. And literally, like, there's so many things. So, like, for instance, you know, you could tweet or, I guess, blog about a certain product, you know, Fancy Feast, or what is this? I know I've seen a lot of commercials for that. Indoor Complete, right? Peak, I guess, is an example. Purina One, Iams, basically. And, you know, you could establish yourself as an expert, basically, if you wanted to, in that field, you know, based on how many people buy what. Right now, for instance, I'm looking in Walmart, and I'm looking at the bottom shelf, and they're bare, and not bare, but there's not a lot there. So that tells me that people buy that product the most. They don't buy the smaller one. If they buy the smaller one, they have a smaller cat or a smaller dog, I think. Whereas if they buy the bigger one at the bottom, they have a larger animal. So that's okay. Most of the people that come here and buy products here, they have bigger dogs, or they have bigger. Well, I don't think there's a bigger cat. If you have a pretty big cat, that's kind of. I think that was a page for my car, so I'm gonna go and get that and go back home. So thanks for viewing this short little podcast. Have a great day.